kids and my subscribers and my looky-loos. May came over. I can't believe it. She must have knew it was Sunday showtime. This is a little stinker. And I just fed her too, and she just had to say hello again. Look how it reminds me of that cartoon, Pepe Le Pew. Remember that guy that was a skunk? Was trying to get me. This little kitty. Isn't she something? Isn't she just something? Oh, you are something. Aren't you the cutest little kitty? Oh, yeah. See, I found her really when she was like less than a week old. Her eyes were closed, screaming bloody murder up on a bamboo shoot, as I said in the past, but I couldn't let her go. I had to say, this is another cat that I must have. Okay, what I'm going to do now is have a thumbnail on for all you kids that are 5 years old, think that you're indestructible. Well, I got something for you. Uncle Martin did grow up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and in kindergarten, seems like kindergarten comes up a lot, but I thought I was indestructible. And I was put in my place at 5, and I thought that was such a cute little story, and that's why the thumbnail will be mountain lion tracks. Mountain lion tracks. That'll be the thumbnail. But before I do that, I have to do one thing. This book that I pointed out on the last episode. I had to critique my episode, and I critiqued it yesterday. And I said 1975 I read the book. Numbers. And then I did recant and said 79, which is correct. That's when I read the book. So I can't say I read it in 75 and then I said it read 79. See, numbers. I didn't have the book until 79 is all I want to say. I had to bring that up for the last episode. That might have seemed negative that there was a black magician. Sure there are, but he came over to the other side. So it was a negative positive. That's all I'm saying. And it can happen anytime. Anybody can always come on over to the other side. The positive side. Or they can go to the negative side. You get to choose here, kids. On this planet, terrible or terrific, you always get to choose. No matter where you are, what you're doing, at any time. However high up you are or however low you are, you can always make a decision at any time to go either side. And we'll leave it at that for right now. Mountain lion tracks. Oh my goodness. Kids, you think you're indestructible. You are. You are a spiritual being of light. And you are indestructible. On the spiritual level you are. But on the physical, you're going to have to work a little more before you start thinking you can do some things, that's all. And one is facing a mountain lion for sure. And, well, see, that's what I'm going to say. This is how the story goes. This is a true story. All my stories have been true. That's the beauty of this. So, yeah, I was 5 years old. I used to go about a half mile from the rock apartments that we were in with swings and everything right out there. Why wasn't I playing on that? Well, I was getting tired of swinging, that's all. So I decided that I'd take out a half mile that way, and which was Indian ruins. It was like about a 3/4 adobe Indian ruin that I always played in. I was always dig in and finding like an arrowhead or some kind of, I don't know, something. That was always exciting. A little piece of pottery that had been broken, or maybe a little bit. It was just, some kind of Indian design or something. I don't know. It was always nice to find those kind of things. So this one day, the day before, it rained. It was a big rain. And in fact, that's what Mom said. All the laundry she put out, she had to redo. That's perfect. So Mom's doing the laundry, and I'm heading out. She says, don't go very far. I said, I'm just going to the ruins over there. Oh, that's okay then. It was like a good half a mile away. But back then you could take those little walks. Now you got to be careful. Have somebody around you if you're going to go any that far, kids. So here I was out around it was like I guess it was only a half. It was like this, and then when you went around a corner, it was kind of broken down and everything. That's all. So you couldn't literally live in it, but you could play. You could play around it. So this one, and I did this forever. I remember just always going out there playing by myself, having a great time. Well, this one after the rain, I went around the corner, and when I went around the corner, in the ground was a mountain. See, how would you know it's a mountain lion? You're only 5 years old. Well, I was a tracker. I was a tracker even back then. I knew what a we were survivalists. We were actually no one ever showed me a mountain lion track. I knew how to where the bunnies, the squirrels, the mice, deer, coyote. I never really saw a mountain lion track actually. Now that I'm thinking of it, but I knew it was a mountain lion track because it was a big paw print. See, big paw print, and I knew what a kitty paw print was, and I knew what a dog paw print was. So this was a mountain lion paw print, and it was filled up with water. The water was still in the paw print, which told me, even at 1959, that there was recently a mountain lion that had put his paw print down because it was a nice indentation into the ground, which was normally kind of hard. I had to have a stick and dig, and it was all kind of muddy. So I went back home. I wasn't running or anything. I was just, a mountain lion. So I picked up a rock, and I said, yeah, you know what? If I come across this mountain lion, he's in trouble. This is what I was thinking, kids. At 5 years old, I was fearless then because if you remember, when I was 4, Mom told me not to have any fear with the big Marmaduke, episode, I think 5, fear, when you get fear. So I didn't have any more fear. The mountain lion, he was going to be afraid of me, all right? I was 5 and I had a big rock. And you know how I had said before I could hit anything with a rock or a mud clod from great distances. I was able to do that. And so I get home. Mom's putting the laundry up that had gotten messed up the day before, and she's putting up the big white sheets on the line. And here this we saw in the distance, it looked like a sandstorm, some kind of. It was. She was remarking how she hopes the wind and dirt doesn't come and mess up the white sheets. And I said, Mom, I just found a mountain lion track. And she looks and said, yeah, sure. I said, no, Mom, really, I found a mountain lion. I was out there by the Indian ruins.